My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Baby Driver. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But do you ever watch a movie and it just takes you back to a different time? Because this movie does that for me. I remember seeing this movie in theaters back in June 2017, I want to say. And I do have very fond memories of this movie. But that said, this is still a really fantastic movie. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Ansel Elgort is really great here. He just carries this movie incredibly well, and every line delivery of his is pitch perfect. I also love how you can just tell that this is a genuine good guy stuck in a terrible situation, and you feel for him. And I just thought he brought this character to life perfectly. Then we've got Kevin Spacey, and I think he is so menacing and imposing in a way that really works for this story. He just fully delivers in every way he had to. And then we've got Lily James, and I know people seem to complain that her character is underwritten, and maybe there's some truth to that, but I always viewed it as her character is so genuine and so good and so kind and so sweet that she represents a better future for baby. She represents a better path. And I think Lily was able to showcase that incredibly well. And then we've got Jamie Foxx, and this might be my favorite performance of his. He is terrifying in this movie. He is so unhinged, and you feel like he could just kill everyone in a split second. He really adds some real stakes, some real tension, and he manages to really stand out. Then we've got Jon Hamm, and I love the way this character is written. Well, at first, he's a criminal, yes, but he's the kind, the sympathetic criminal. And I like how by the end of the movie, he becomes the main villain. And it's just a brilliant subversion of expectations, and I thought the writing here was really top notch, and Jon Hamm just plays this character perfectly. And then Eliza Gonzalez also does a really great job. Well, she's kind of cool and kind as well, and I thought she was able to showcase that incredibly well. John Bernthal isn't in this movie much, but he still brings a little bit of tension, a little bit of chaotic energy, and he manages to stand out despite his minimal screen time. And CJ Jones does a really great job as well. He doesn't speak, but he just has a delightful and warm presence that really does elevate this movie. So the entire cast is fantastic. It really is. And this movie is brilliantly directed by Edgar Wright. Like, this guy is just a real talent. This guy is just a real gift to Hollywood because I watch this movie and I'm like, how? How did he come up with this? How was he able to pull this off? Like, the soundtrack, the editing, the sound, the way it all comes together, it it's breathtaking. Like, this movie reminds me why I love movies. And I just think it's brilliantly crafted. It really is. And I also love how tense and unnerving this movie is. It just constantly gets worse. It's a movie that escalates in a very effective manner, and I love how Jamie Foxx, Bats, is so unhinged, and we see him kill a gas station attendant. We see him start this big fight. So the scene where they go to Bo's restaurant and Deborah's walking, that scene is just relentless because you know this guy will kill like that. And you're just on edge the entire time. And there's so many other great moments in this movie, and lots of them are tied directly to the soundtrack. So I love the opening chase and how it's set to bell bottoms. It's just so perfectly executed, and it's a very exciting start to this movie. I love the opening credits where Baby is out to get coffee and the song Harlem Shuffle by Bob and Orr is playing. Just the way the lyrics are written on the walls, the streets, the lampposts, it just is really well put together. I love the scene where Unsquare Dance is playing and Baby is playing the piano on the table. I just thought that was a really great, entertaining moment. I love the scene where he gets rid of the vehicle and Easy by the Commodores starts playing. You just feel the emotional weight there. And I also love the way that song comes back at the very end, and it turns out it's the song that Baby's mom used to sing. Just really well done. I love the shootout set to Tequila. Perfectly edited, perfect use of music. And then I have to talk about this one scene. And I honestly think this is one of the greatest scenes in movie history. And it's where the robbery is taking place and Intermission by Blur is playing. And up until this point, things have escalated. Things are heating up. And the scene just begins with do 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 do, and then the music picks up as the scene escalates and it gets faster and faster, and you feel the chaos, you feel the loss of control, you feel the urgency, and it all comes together with Baby killing Bats. And this scene gives me chills. This scene puts me on the edge of my seat every single time. Just perfectly executed. And then we get the song Hocus Pocus by Focus, which, by the way, is so much fun to say. Hocus Pocus by Focus. Hocus Pocus by Focus. Just love that. But I love this entire chase scene where Baby is running in and out of stores, and the song's got like a weird lordling part where it's like lordle lordle hoo hoo lordle lordle hoo hoo, and just the way this scene feels and sounds, love it. And I also love when he takes the one call from the lady and Radar Love by Golden Earring starts playing. That's a great moment. I love the scene where Baby goes back to the diner and what's his name? It's not John Hamm's character is there, and he's listening to Never Never Gonna Give You Up, and this scene is just so intense and you're just waiting for something to happen, and the song just elevates that feeling. I also love how Brighton Walk comes back into play in the parking garage finale. It was built up to so perfectly, and it just has that energy to it, that chaos sound to it, and it really works in the moment. So the usage of the soundtrack throughout is just perfect, and there's so many great moments. There really is. And I love how as fun and as exciting and as thrilling the car chases are, I also love how you're always able to follow where they are and where they're going. And I was really impressed by that element of this movie. I think the movie is well shot. I already mentioned it, but the editing and the sound is top notch. And I do love the story. I do think there is a depth to the characters, and I do think there is some genuine emotion. By the end, it gets to me a little bit. And I also love how romantic this movie is, and it's just a movie about seeking a better life and the importance of real, genuine love. And it's also about how your sins can always come back to haunt you. And I just think it explores all those ideas in a very effective manner. Like, it might seem surface level, but there is a depth here, and it's something I definitely gravitate towards. So, yeah, I love this movie. Whenever people talk about the best action movies of the past decade, they talk about John Wick, they talk about Mission Impossible, and I get it, but I feel like this movie should be talked about more. It's brilliantly directed by Edgar Wright. The editing, the sound, the soundtrack, just utter perfection. It's awe-inspiring stuff, and there's so many great moments. It's tense, it's romantic, it's emotional, it's fun, and you've got a bunch of great actors giving some of their best performances. And it's a movie I've gone back to plenty of times, so I'm giving Baby Driver a 9 out of 10. I do believe The Boss Baby came out in 2017 as well, so I guess 2017 was the year of the babies. But Baby Driver, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin out.